Hey guys, welcome. So today we are doing a tutorial on the, not UNSC, but just Spade in Minecraft in 2:1 scale. This is one of the very few builds I've done in the Halo series overall, which isn't UNSC or Covenant or Banished. You can see this is kind of the new miscellaneous section I've made, and so far only the 1:1 and 2:1 scale spades are the only builds here basically. So it's a very limited series. The other like miscellaneous stuff was back in the legacy scale series I did back in like 2014 to 2017. So yeah, it's just one of those things I've never really been that bothered about making, but I thought, you know what, I'll give it a go, and I think this one came out really nicely. A few little things that I would change if possible. I will say these now. These skeleton skulls here, these two on the front, I mean. And then these two here that are kind of just like floating. If you have access to like custom player heads, I'd suggest using like an all orange player head. That would be like the ideal solution for this, because they are supposed to be orange, but sadly just because of the limited block palette, I had to make them the skeleton skulls. Plus, I could have used custom heads, but I did want to make it like an inclusive build, so anyone who's on any platform can do it. And yeah, it's nice. I've actually not done the 2:1 Warthog in this kind of refreshed series yet. So we're doing the Spade first, which is a bit odd. But we will get a Warthog eventually. Just have to get it right. But yeah, I think it came out nice. Lots of intricate shapes, and just a nice display piece really if you're making like a Reach mock or something. Or if you were making a remake of that Halo 4 map where it appeared for some reason. But yeah, let's crack on with the build. It'll be a nice simple one. The next, I will say this now, the next, I don't know what that is up there. The next builds will be a Star Wars one, which will be slightly more difficult than this one, and is actually quite relevant to a show that's out at the minute. And then there will be another Star Wars video after that, I think, which is going to be a fairly large one. So yeah, let's crack on with the build on to layer number 1. Okay, for layer number 1, we will need the polished black stone stairs, deep slate tile slab, dark oak trapdoor, and then with the skeleton skull. I'll talk about this in a minute though. And then sponge I'm going to use as a temporary block just to mark out the gaps between the wheels, to keep that on hand. So, right, I'm going to start the build first of all, and I'll talk about the with the skeleton skulls once I've done a certain part of it. The green line is going to mark where the front of the build is, the red line is the back of the build. So just obviously keep that direction in mind. I've also added these convenient arrows to point where the front of the build is on both sides there, as you can see. So I'm going to start with just a temporary block right here in the middle. Remember, all the sponge blocks will get deleted afterwards, so yeah. One towards the back, but you want to leave a gap of one between them, so just like that. And then you're going to do the same at the front, so just like this. Now this full set of blocks should be 5 in total, but obviously we've left gaps, so you've got 3 blocks. On this back one, obviously the red line here, we're going to add 1 there, and then 1 to the left, and 1 to the right. By the way, that red line, the red concrete marks the center line of the build, so anything that's on this left side is going to be on the right as well. Just bear that in mind. So you should have this. I'm going to take the polished black stone stairs, do 1 and 2. And you can actually go ahead and do the same thing here to complete the back wheels. Remember, that's kind of offset, so the line's there, the first stair is here, and then the other one goes backwards. Now, in terms of with the skeleton skulls, when I measured the build up, the wheels at 2:1 scale basically came out about 6 blocks wide. Now, unless you make the build an even amount of blocks wide, which I rarely ever do, you're going to run into problems. What I did to kind of remedy that was to add these skulls on the outside of the wheels. Like this, from close up, they don't look too great, but then the more you move out, the more it kind of just blends in with the polished blackstone. Now, if you don't have wither skeleton skulls because you're in survival, I know they're a lot harder to get than in creative, where you can just do this. You can just bring the wheels out a little bit extra. You won't really notice, but just for my peace of mind, that's the way I did it. So you can just add another set of polished blackstone stairs. It may not look as accurate, but you know, it's better than grinding with the skeleton skulls. I'm going to add another temporary block here on the front, but not one on the left and right. We're going to add a dark oak trapdoor top half on each side of it, and then a deep slate tile slab top half in front of those. So it should look like this. Then again with the wheels, we're going to do the same thing. The first stair is actually going to be diagonal to that, and then again just here do the same thing. And you can once more finish those wheels off because they're just like this, and then with 4 skulls on the outside and 4 again. It just saves us some time later on. So there we go. And that's going to be it for layer 1. So let's move on to layer number 2. Alright, to start off layer number 2, obviously we've got the top of the wheels already as part of layer 2, but we can just ignore those. Go to the back half here where the red line is. If you cut the temporary blocks, that's probably good because you can put a dark oak fence gate just there. Oh, materials by the way, grey concrete, orange terracotta, spruce planks, mud brick wall, polished deep slate slab and wall, dark oak fence gate. With the skeleton skull again, you just need 2 of them this time, but again they are replaceable. And then dark oak trapdoor here. So one of those on the other side, so it should look like this. With a skeleton skull on the back here and here, it basically just represents a very rough interpretation of the kind of wheel joint. Again, at the scale, it's really hard to capture like all the wheel joints and suspension and everything. So we just have to kind of approximate, I suppose. 2 polished deep slate walls, and again, in fact, add a 3rd one, and then to the left and to the right of that, you're going to add another mud brick wall like that. 2 spruce planks here, 2 there as well. Do an orange terracotta there and there. Take the grey concrete, we're going to add 1 and 2, and then polished deep slate slab top half 1, 2, 3, 4. So these, with the skeleton skulls here, you can probably just put a grindstone or something, but again, with the grindstone being bigger, it will stick out a bit more than I'd like, and this is the closest I could get. Either that, or you can just remove this completely and flip that towards the wheel. It's up to you how you want to do it. Dark oak trapdoor, 1 here. That's a top half, and then 1 there and 1 there as well. Okay. Grabbing the, I'm going to switch some materials out because we do have some more that we needed, but I couldn't fit them in my hotbar. Spruce trapdoor, just there, flip it down. There, flip it down. Put that away. We'll put the wither skeleton skull away, and also the dark oak fence gate and the polished deep slate wall. We're going to get out the spruce slab, and we need 1, 2, and 3 of those. Grey concrete down the center line here, 1 and 2. Polished deep slate slab top half, 1 and 2 there, and 1 and 2 there as well. Put those 2 away. There we go. Right, we need a few more materials. We need the smooth stone. We're going to need the iron bars. We are going to need the birch fence gate, the polished andesite stairs, and the lever. Smooth stone just there. Iron bars on the left and right. Polished andesite stairs, just do it facing that way. We need the birch fence gate. We're going to actually put it there, and then there again, there and there again, and then flip both of those so that they're facing towards the back of the build. We will also need a stone brick wall as the final material to add to the list. 1 there and 1 here, and then a iron bars just there and just here as well. Those are the front kind of wheel guard things. Last thing, lever just there, and that finishes off layer 2, I believe. Yeah, looks like it. So let's move on up to layer number 3. Alright, so taking these materials, this layer, grey concrete, the spruce stairs, deep slate tile stairs, and polished deep slate stairs, spruce slab and polished deep slate slab, mud brick wall, iron bars, lever. Keep the rest of the materials handy, don't throw them away because we might need them again later. But we'll also need grey banner. I haven't got this because the hotbar's full, but grey banner, we need the dark oak fence gate back as well, and we will need the acacia slab. I still don't know how to say that, so I'm just going to keep saying acacia, which is this one here, and we also need the stair version of that as well, and then spruce trapdoor and normal skeleton skulls, but we're going to grab those in a minute. Start over here, take the polished deep slate slab on top of the orange terracotta, then grey concrete, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 there, remembering that's the back. Mud brick wall is just going to go here, so a diagonal to the previous mud brick wall there as well. Put a lever just here facing backwards, and then a polished deep slate stairs facing backwards. Skip to here and do 3 grey concrete. We will also need the polished deep slate. I'm just going to put that in 3 of those there and get the grey concrete back. Spruce stairs upside down just here. No, there, like that. So it should be in line with the trapdoor. And again, speaking of the trapdoor, just grab one of those, put that here. Have it facing that way, actually. I prefer it that way. So just like that. And then the spruce slab. So we're currently making the kind of wheel top side covers. 2 iron bars there. 2 there as well. We're going to put away this and this. Grab the slabs and stairs like this. 1 and 2. Acacia slab top half just there. Stairs goes here, here as well. And we can put those away. You only need them like twice. Normal skeleton skull. This one is a little less avoidable, I think. I put it just there, so on top of that stair like that. Instead of the skull, if you're in survival, I don't know what else you could use. Maybe just leave it off, or maybe a grindstone, but it's just going to look a bit strange. It's up to you. I say this many times, but my builds really are meant for like creative building, like as the first preference. Like survival, yeah, it might be possible. I know people did the Star Destroyer in survival, which is like a crazy task. So if you can get the materials, go for it. But I recommend doing most of my builds in creative, unless they're like really small ones. So yeah. Anyway, back to the build. Dark oak fence gate, just there on the left side, and then on the right we're actually going to do the grey banner. There we go, because one's a driver, one is just a passenger. Couldn't really do a steering wheel. That's like the closest thing I got to a steering wheel. I don't know why. I didn't use a skull, didn't use a grindstone, and that was what I chose for some reason. We need the deep slate tile stairs now. We're going to go to here and do 3 of the stairs facing outwards and upside down. And same again there, like that. Polished deep slate slab top half, 1, 2, 3. Top half 1 there, top half 1 there. Polished deep slate stairs upside down, 1, 2, 3. Slab there, both top half as well. And yeah, I think that's actually everything for that layer. Yeah, I guess so. Let's move on to the next one up. Right, for this one, grab the dark oak trapdoor. We're going to take those and put 1, 2, and 3 here along the back row. I don't know why that did that, but there we go. Grey carpet, 1, 2, 3 to cover those stairs up. We need the iron bars back. 1, 2, 3. We're going to add red sandstone wall just there on top of the mud wall and there as well. Iron bars here and here. Right, we're going to do the driver and passenger seats now. We need the dark oak trapdoor again. You're going to put a trapdoor just here, there as well. Flip them both, and then grey banner 1 and 2. So those are the driver's seats, passenger seat as well. Acacia stairs, one of them goes here, and then corner it, there, and corner it. red sandstone wall there and there as well. Take a temporary block, you use that sponge again here and here, and also, well, actually we've got iron bars there, so you don't need the temporary block, but yeah, I guess this build in particular does use a lot of skulls to do the sort of shaping, so this is another place where if you're in survival you are going to struggle. We do need 4 more skeleton skulls. I think those will be the last of them. One of them just goes here. You want it facing at a 45-degree angle inwards. And then another one there. Have the face kind of facing inwards rather than, you know, facing towards the outside of the build. Same here, we're going to do these ones at the kind of 30-degree angle, I guess. So sort of like that. And then same again, just there. And again, have the faces face towards the driver and passenger, because you can kind of imagine that these are the actual side view mirrors in a very, very vague way. But yeah, try that way. Right, we need the spruce trapdoor. Just one of those here, another one there. We need the acacia trapdoor as well. Just one of those goes here between those skulls. And then for a bit more subtle shaping, just 2 daylight detectors in this gap, and then turn both of those on. And that's going to be it for that layer. We are now moving on to the final section of the build. So let's crack on with that. Right, so to finish the build off, we're actually going to take the stone pressure plates. I've added this like after the build was finished. This wasn't on the original, but I'm going to add 2 pressure plates there, 2 there as well. Just for a little bit of extra detail on those side steps. So yeah, there you go, improve the build already. Taking the polished deep slate slab, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3 here as well, and then finally just 3 of the dark oak trapdoors, 1, 2, and 3 like that. Did use daylight detectors on the original, I will say. Like for those 3 there, I think it looks a little bit better. But you can always switch that out for 3 daylight detectors. I don't know. This is what it looks like with the daylight detectors. The slope is a little bit like shallower here, but then if you use the dark oak trapdoors, you don't have that awful daylight detector texture, but then it's a little bit steeper slope, so it's up to you. I'm going to leave it like this, I think. But yeah, okay. Right, let's put the shaders on, do a quick post-build showcase, and then we will be all done for the day. Nice simple build today, not too difficult. It's quite late here, that's why I might sound tired. Right, that is the build. Looks very nice, and definitely a nice display piece. I might as well delete. Well, I probably should delete the temporary blocks. There we go. That's better. Yeah, so nice display piece for any world, and if you just wanting to have a nice little car thing, there you go. It does kind of look like something out of Rocket League, I'll be honest. I could imagine this thing with like a giant engine strapped on the back of it, just flying around. I'm pretty sure there is a car in the game that does look quite like it. But yeah. Anyway, thank you ever so much for watching. I will see you all in the next video. Have a great day, and goodbye. Hey guys, before the video ends, I just wanted to let you know about my new schematic store. This is a place where you can download builds from the past, from tutorials that are out now, and even preview builds from the future. Link is in the description. Go and have a look, see if there's anything you like. And yeah, see ya.